So I was doing some video work the other day, and I videoed the same scene with the two cameras I had. Turns out the one on the left is much clearer and sharper. Interestingly enough, the one on the right is actually my camcorder. The one on the left is my cell phone. It's my Samsung Galaxy S5 smartphone. So I said, hey, I better start using that to make videos. But I didn't have any way to mount my cell phone to my tripod. So I said, well, maybe I should make something. And that's how this project came about. So here's what I came up with. It's a mount that you slide your smartphone into. It attaches to the tripod, and it's just made out of a few pieces of wood, a screw, a nut, and what's called a T-nut. And since I had all of these things around, it actually didn't cost me a cent. So let's see how to make the smartphone holder. Let's take a look at the pieces that will be used to make this holder. We're going to start by gluing one of these pieces onto this board. And you'll notice what I've done is I've actually taken one of these pieces, and on this side I've made it concave so that the smartphone will sit in here and not attempt to go off the edge. So I'm going to take this piece, I'm going to use this piece as a spacer because I want this to be 3/4 of an inch above the bottom. Now I'm going to apply some glue and glue it onto this. In order to make sure that this glues properly, I'm going to use a clamp, just like that. So we'll let this set. The glue has set, so we're ready for the next step. I'm going to take a smartphone, place it in this area here, take the other small piece that also has that concave area, place it here, line them up, and very lightly clamp them together. I don't want to put too much pressure on here. I'm just trying to make sure I have it in the right place. Now, I'm going to use a 1/8 inch drill bit and drill a hole right in the center here. It's not really important exactly where, but right there is good. Okay. And now I'm going to expand this hole so I can screw this machine screw in. So I'm going to take a little larger bit, a 9/64 bit, and expand this hole and see how that works. That seems to work well. So we're just going to screw this in. That's good. Now this hole I want to expand even further so that I have a little play going up and down, so I can tighten this down. I'm going to use a 7/32 inch bit. Okay, so let's see how this fits. Put this in like this, hold it down, put the wing nut on the back. We have a nice tight fit. Now that's essentially the holder. Now we have to mount this to a tripod. What I'm going to do is place this piece in after I've drilled a hole to put the T-nut in. So let's do that and see how that works. Let's see. Well, that's a little bit small, so I'll just work it around like this just to expand the hole a little bit, and I think that will fit. Now in order to put the T-nut in, it's real simple. Take a hammer and lightly, and that T-nut is in. Now what we have to do is mount this on the holder. And what I'm going to do is put 2 screws on the bottom here to mount it to the holder. And that's 2. Let's put the smartphone back in. Now that's ready to go. So let's get a tripod and see how it fits. Here's a tripod, and you notice the screw on the bottom. That's a 1/4 20 screw. Let's put this in. And there is our tripod with the mounted smartphone. So here's the final product. I painted it with some black paint and made just a few adjustments. First of all, I put the holder on properly so that the wide part of the T-nut is on the top. That way, when you screw it to the tripod, it will compress this down and make an even tighter fit. Secondly, I cut off the excess material on the top and the bottom. I was going to do some other things, I thought, but they weren't necessary, so I just cut those pieces off. And third, I took some rubbery material, in this case some shelf liner, and glued it over here so that when you put in the smartphone, it makes a tighter fit and is less prone to come loose. So there it is. You can make one for yourself at little to no cost and have the best camera in your house do your videotaping.